Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. I am Yusril, and we are still on Harakad Minoris, where the sewers and the lower level has been thoroughly purged. My issue now is finding the governor, who should be round here somewhere. In my defense, the guide he sent was actually a traitor, and I shot him a couple of episodes back. Unfortunately, I did not think to grab a map, but hey, we've wiped out the anti-air nest that's taken over the skies in this area, cleaned out a bunch of heretics. And who are you? Ah, the Arbitrators. They are the law. Apparently they are also sneaky. Who's a good boy? Ooh. Who's a very good boy? I suppose the time for interrogations is somewhat past, isn't it?
Arbitrators, secure perimeter, formation 4755. Glaito, heal.
Ah, so the doggo is called Glaito. So noted. It was also snarling in our direction. Ah, okay. Who's a good boy?
Proctor Exact Solomon Antha of the Adeptus Albates. State your name and the purpose of your stay on Rykad Minoris.
Right. Oh, of course, because I have the arbitrator background, I recognise that he's not one of my subordinates. We must be in different parts of the Calixis sector.
So then, the new head of the dynasty is someone who has spent most of his life serving the Lex Imperialis. I suppose it is better to receive both good and bad news than just bad. I will be sure to report both of these developments to Marshal Strax.
Who is presumably my counterpart here in the Coronis Expanse.
I honor the pact your predecessor made with the Adeptus Albates. I won't keep you any longer.
Yes, what was the nature of the arrangement?
Your predecessor made a formal alliance with us. She provided us with a headquarters on Dargonis and supported us in the collection and guarding of the Imperial Tithe on several occasions. We, in turn, assisted Lady Theodora in enforcing the law on the worlds under her control.
How very patriotic of her. Right, what do you know about the situation on planet?
Only that the governor is failing in his responsibilities. This is a planet-wide rebellion, and it reeks of madness, or worse, of witchcraft. The rebels are blinding both themselves and others, and their ravens are the most insane and unholy thing I've ever heard.
And the governor is due a rapid fall from grace when this is over, because guess what? Failing to maintain order on the world entrusted to you by the God Emperor, you better believe that's a bit more than a paddling. Right, also good doggo.
That skirmish just now, Glaito didn't even get to show off a tenth of what he is capable of. He is quickly catching up with me for who's killed the most heretics today.
I see. So, what are you doing here beyond the obvious of killing heretics?
Removing obstructions to an official inquiry.
Ah, that.
My unit and I came here to investigate the disappearance of one particularly valuable ship, but the mutinous scum got in the way. Now we are having to deal with them too.
Terrific. What's this about a missing ship?
It's about a tithe ship. A vessel loaded to the brim with planetary tithes, amassed over a considerable period, suddenly went dark as soon as it departed Rykad Minoris.
Yeah, the taxes going missing would be what got the arbitrator's attention. That makes perfect sense. And are we not supposed to help the governor regain control over this world?
Not every uprising demands action by the Adeptus Albates. For now, I'm simply assessing the situation, and if our investigation requires that the rebellion be crushed, then we will intervene. Still, the governor had best put a stop to this bedlam. He's not here to just sit and look pretty.
Which is actually a valid point in Imperial law. Standard rioting is the province of the planetary law enforcement, not the arbitrators, and those aren't quite the same thing. Of course, the moment it threatens to be outright heresy or interfere with the tithe, or it looks like the governor is incapable of handling the situation, then the arbitrators step in. Usually they announce that fact by shooting the governor in the head, but, well, every governor worth their salt knows this. So what does the stolen tithe entail besides everything?
Resources that every world is under obligation to relinquish for the good of the Imperium. In the case of Rykad Minoris, they include the ceramite and explosive reagents produced on Rykadi Philia, armor glass, medical supplies, and guardsmen, a living tithe to be recruited into the regiments of the Astra Militarum. Cargo like that is particularly dangerous in the hands of heretics, as it can be easily converted into wealth or used for military purposes.
Oh yeah.
Fight our way to the local administratum palace and ascertain whether a fire or some other disaster hasn't destroyed the documents related to the investigation. I hope the clerks were smart enough to put the records before their lives.
Administratum Jones, yeah, that's probably what they did.
We will extract the data we need, or else interrogate the survivors before we pay a visit to the governor. The questions we have for him are beginning to pile up.
Yes. Or, well, let's face it, it's going to be one bolt round one way or the other, if he's lucky. Oh.
Arbitrators, eliminate the surviving rebels. Now is not the best time for conversations. With target practice standing around like this. Unless you have more questions, I will proceed with my assignments.
Well, I'm on my way to see the governor myself. You could accompany.
I must refuse. Our mission and the Marshal's orders take priority, even over a request from an individual as empowered as you.
That was an offer, not a request, but fair enough.
Every citizen of this planet is a suspect, but Governor Medina is under particular scrutiny. Seizing the sacred tithe requires access to information, resources, and power. The governor fits that profile.
Wonder who else fits that profile. Lady Theodora? Right up until she got an auto pistol round to the head.
Then there's this rebellion. Convenient. How many records and crucial witnesses do you think will be lost? Some people call it cover-up. I do not like how aptly this term describes the present situation.
We'll see. Arbitrator, we'll see.
May the Emperor watch over us. That way, this meeting won't be our last.
Aha! Right, so that's Proctor Solomon. Proctors are a kind of arbitrator. Right, what do we got? Loot, power, shock baton, and another body glove. Those can both go to
So that is how servants of the law operate. Such coordination. Such a wealth of scarlet and gold.
Their dance of blood
yeah.
is more akin to a march. And yet, I sense a kinship in our drive to execute those who offend the undying Emperor.
Yeah, they're not as flashy about it as you are, but, well, a shotgun volley does things that blades never will. Fight heresies, serve a higher purpose, safeguard humanity's dominion. Whether you have a shotgun at the back of your head or not. Hello everybody, what's going on here? Alright, some 10 people are huddling together in fear, some have black holes where their eyes used to be. Several armed insurgents are carefully watching over the hostages. Aha! Come to your senses, Ard. Look what you're doing to your own family. No, you tell me. Who are you and what are you doing to these unfortunates? I'm the chief. My full name is Aurora. Ah, he's a heretic. I see. His mind and soul are pierced by shards of a colourful deception. Alright, so he's not a willing heretic, he's just a dupe. Still a heretic. Layperson cognition is not your primary function. You are saving your kin by holding them at gunpoint and believe that burning their eyes will grant them sight. Yes, Pascal with the burn. Cast your judgment for this sort of heresy. Meanwhile, Abelard just wants to kill the guy. Yes. Remember when the vizier used to sew our eyes shut so that his young spinners would see the truth? Our ritual was one of service to him. What you are doing here is despicable heresy. You've been torturing your own family to save them. You've been blinding them so they can see the truth. Huh? Right. Those who lack faith cannot grasp the truth and will not be saved. Aurora, whoever it is, has exploited your naivete. You're causing nothing but suffering. But all I... Okay, he's had a breakdown. There's no washing the blood from your hands. Well, the ones haven't mutilated yet. Yes. What happens to you now? Your family may go, and so may you, but make sure I do not ever see you again. I am feeling merciful. Right. Off they go. There's a good argument that I could and should have shot him for heresy, but... well, I'm feeling nice,
What
and
is that?
he was mostly duped. Well, let's get that bomb.
Just as I was taught.
Thank you, Kibbles.
None
Right.
shall stand in my way.
What else have we got? Haphazard cover.
Stop! There!
Oh, well spotted, everybody. Wander over this way, and please don't tread on the bomb. Kibbles.
Fortune smiles on us. An ill
Thank you.
omen.
Right, down here, have a look at whatever this pile of stashed goods is. Yes, I know, it's only a random rucksack, it's still loot. And it's mostly heretical loot, but hey, at least we restocked the dearest supply of low sticks. Okay, coming back up,
I'll lay
follow the
claim to the
thoroughfare. No, that's not how we get to the governor's palace. Right, where next then? Command center. This looks promising. Okay, talk to the governor. Well, let's do a quick run
They
through
say a
leveling
little
up
bit of
first.
humility never hurt anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Of course I do. Right, let's shove in ballistic skill. Yeah, boost agility. Mostly because that lets me get a higher initiative. Right, just a flesh wound, jinx. So arbitrary luck, contagious luck. Gets to use rerolls. 10% for double damage on a crit. Anytime ability or talent uses Fellowship, the Voidborn can instead use Intelligence. Additionally, Voidborn can always upgrade Intelligence if the archetype does not allow it. Summary. Yes, I'm aware that will do it. What's my Intelligence? 35. My Fellowship is 40. On the other hand, it does let me turn Fellowship into a dump stat, doesn't it? So I can reconfigure. Alright, we'll take Agility. And be smart. Yeah, that would help, because then I can dump out Fellowship later on. Complete there. Abelard? Right, so... Yank. Archetype. Toughness. Yeah, we'll go with toughness for Abby. And a shot of Medicaid won't. Actually, a shot of athletics, 60. Yeah. That will help get us around. Idira, what can you do? Intimidation. Next non-intimidated attack inflicts the intimidated effect. So basically, partially negates damage. Targeting 6 int, perception, fellowship, and willpower. Could work. Dominate, pulls them forward. Sense step. Target, blinds target, and then suffers for 1 turn. Biomancy. Yeah, a few extra hours wouldn't hurt. Right, what can she do? Second sight stabilizing factor. First psychic power turn has lower degradation. Would work. You can critically heal with a chance of 19%. Increased by the same value as critical damage. Huh. Again, could work. Every Perils of the Warp increases momentum by 13. I don't want Perils of the Warp. Perils of the Warp is bad. Alright, boost her psi rating. Oh. Cassia, please tell me we can finally get you Medicaid skill. Move, remove. Additional MP equal to fellowship bonus. And ignores options, attacks of opportunity. Ignores cover. Right, let's go with move, just to help with getting from A to B. And Medicaid? There we go. Base skill, Medicaid. Finally, Cassia gets the option to actually use a medkit. Do I have any spare medkits? That's an excellent question. I don't think I do. Alright, intimidation. Actually, precise attack, joint analysis. Their allies' attacks also remove exploits and deal int bonus more damage. Yeah, let's go with intimidation for him as well. Calculated relations, forgeable mechanics use persuasion, coercion, or commerce based on int instead of fellowship. Pascal doesn't really use any of those, does he? Bonus damage, plasma, heavy armor, +1 MP, +1 defection, cannot go prone. Yeah, let's give him that. I'm not sure if I've got him into heavy armor already, but easy enough to check later on. Boost her weapon skill, and we'll also, since she is my bomb diffuser at the moment, will boost her demo skill as well. Alright, team is boosted. What's this? Familiar shells for large caliber weapons being stored right in the command center. Yeah, that's completely sensible, isn't it? Hello everyone. Welcome to the Record Minoris class. Nice you should just let me straight in. Do you have any idea who I am?
Now
Does it
that
matter?
the heresy of rebellion has engulfed this entire world, no walls will offer shelter from his furious judgment.
Quite so, Cabela, quite so. Right, Governor Medina. Bodyguards dismissed. And the governor. Faisal Hakadiab Medinaf Koronos, Governor of the Star System. Welcome to temporary headquarters. Thank you. Very temporary when the arbitrators catch up with you. Verson, oh, they know each other, do they? Governor Medina, my greetings. And House Orselio, okay, he's a little bit enthused to see the navigator. Huh? And both, Governor, both, if necessary. The convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only survivor was a traitor, and I personally executed them. That is an outrage. The slightest suspicion will be grounds to arrest. Really? Really? Little late for that, Governor. Thank you. Yes. My esteemed predecessor died at the hands of cultists. May the Emperor incinerate their souls. Quite so. Rogue trader von Valencia slain, unthinkable. Indeed. I need fresh crew to replace those killed in the attack on the ship, and I need material compensation. Yoink. Of course, you'll be compensated for any losses, and the ship's hold will be filled. Excellent. So not only get the crew, I get profit factor as well. A rogue trader has no use for leniency. Well, I do have some, just not with this idiot. We're going to do it. Right. Ah, yes. I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Maldar. He and his soldiers valiantly defend the starport. Indeed he will. Thank you. And are you so confident you will crush the insurrection soon? Because it doesn't look like that out on the streets. Is that so? They managed to steal a Voxcaster. They have been listening to your people's communications. It's not much, but it is something. I will order an audit of our equipment. Really? Accidental? They talk of a final dawn. And they are using the archenemy's artifacts. Any fool can light a fire with the magnifying glass. Fine, fine, we're letting that slide. Right, Konrad von Voigtveer. If he's hiding in the system, I want him handed over. Voigtveer is a traitor? Of course. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to a data crypt from the Logius Able Sanctum. If we can convince the stubborn machine, we might learn something. Okay. And also Interrogator von Calox of the Most Holy Inquisition. You don't happen to know where he is, do you? He's at the Hallowed Electrodynamic Cenobium. Okay. The weapon the insurgents were using has been destroyed. Yes, I know. I blew it up. I see. Head to the Cenobium of the Mechanicus. I'm officially initiating my participation in the operation. Of course, I was bringing you anyway, Pascal, but hi. They're supposed to lock the monastery gate against lay people and activate traps. It is therefore optimal that an ordained Magos should provide scissors. Yeah, not getting fried would be nice, Pascal. I categorically object. You have picked an interesting time to quarrel with a servant of the Omnis Sire, Governor. Also, the Magos is part of my retinue, and you have no right to give him orders. Or I just let Pascal deal with it. No, I'm going to back Pascal up. I know, but no. I have a feeling Pascal is about to deal with this himself anyway. Yes. So he points a drill at him. Do you think this has been threatened with a weapon? Yes, it seems to be working. No, but it could be your last. Pascal, always with the word. I am heading to the monastery because I must. Abundantly so. Right. Why? Yeah, I'm not going to shove my nose in here. The Adeptus Mechanicus will be great for cooperation, but only within the limits of the Rykard system. Okay. You're a Hanyaman. Right, what has perplexed you about my companion's name? Logis Abel Hanuman set off for the Hallowed Cenobium short while before it was stormed. Ah, that's Pascal Hanuman. Right, what do you know about this Abel, Governor? Never met him in person, supervised the work of Rykard's Lex Mechanics for many years. Rarely if ever left the chapel, never bothered to meet the Governor. Where can I get more information on this individual? Okay, the Sanctum Logis was destroyed by rebels. There are several data crypts, however. Okay, we'll see what we get there. Right, that name might have been used in only... Aha. Ooh. I see, and Adira's warning that we might not like what we find. When the Logis of the Mechanicus wants to go somewhere, we don't ask why. I see. That's all I needed to discuss. Oh, and the Arbitrators have arrived. Glaito is not a happy doggy. Governor, your day is about to go from bad to worse. Yeah. Governor Meadow, in the name of the Lex Imperialis, arrested on suspicion of wanton theft of the shipment of Imperial Tide. You will retain authority under direct supervision, and from here on in, you will cooperate. Let me transfer my resources. This accusation of... yeah, maybe he's innocent, maybe he isn't. Denying only adds to suspicions. The tithe was stolen from your world, so you're culpable whether you were personally involved or not. In other words, he'll shoot you on the spot. Right. I would never think to oppose a servant of the Lex. In that case... Right. Okay, what is your plan, Proctor? Stop the heretics from taking over the starboard and other locations, crush the heretics' resistance, and that's when we'll finish off the carrion. Yes, yes, you probably will, Governor. Well spotted. I see. Why do you think the rebels are hiding among the civilians? They could have shelters elsewhere. I know this from a few intercepted Vox exchanges. Such mutant rabble always feeds off families and associates. And then, of course, there is the heretics' contempt of the habit of using the local population as a shield, so flush them out and starve them of resources. Right, sound plan. Only harsh measures will restore order when there's a chaos cult running around the streets. Right. I wish you luck in your investigation, Proctor. At least the governor gets to have some coffee. Alright. Let's see what we can do with this data crypt. Okay. Small data crypt. Awaiting access code. Force access to the cogitator. Yoink. Right, let's see. Pascal has managed to get into everything by the look of it. So, what did Logisable come up with? Cannot see the secret sign, but can sense it. There came a time when the spirals turned into a circle, but the cycle can be discontinued. The revelation granted by the other side of Logisable has been recorded verbatim. Logisable is seeking an audience with the Venerable Dire Impulse 6, who may assist, so that's why he wanted to get to this Cenobium, but he also sent a message to Furibundus for some reason. Okay. The cycle can be discontinued. So that message was Pascal. Interesting. Sacred computations. Satellites named Magos Mahorf and Zephyr Evakeen. External influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Multiple instances of interference and malfunction detected, and ship's movements have deliberately messed with the sensors. First of these ships arrived 2 years ago, the most recent arrived a month ago. Logisable's conclusion inspection of this planet has been long in the making, with external actors involved. So, right, Aurora arrived on that first transport. Subsequent ship movements can be attributed to weapon deliveries, but what is the nature of their activity near Ricardiphilia? Well, we got the answer to that one. Recent observations. Satellite Magos Mahrouf reports that the Von Valancius have arrived. Ship drifting nearby has hurriedly sped away. So Voitvir was picked up by a waiting ship and then legged it with 2 transmissions being sent, both of which we've intercepted. Heavy August station jamming at these coordinates. Well. That's going to be worth checking out at some point. What else have we got? Yank. Heavy change adjusting the height of the platform. Solomon have anything else to say? We will not be able to support you. Fine. Looks like we're heading off to pick up Interrogator Van Kalos then. Right, straight back to the Void Ship.
Follow my lead!
Let's go.